Who said you can't go home? Real Estate Exposed, brought to you by Signature Real Estate. Real Estate Exposed is all about helping homeowners and those who would like to be homeowners and those who would like to get into real estate.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Real Estate Exposed, where we expose all things real estate, especially that Shelly, I think, is drunk again.
You just can't get through this intro.
I can.
Yeah.
I'm Vandana Bhalla, one of your hosts. To my right, I've got Mr. Brandon Roberts, owner of Signature Real Estate Group, and also my co-host. What's going on?
Yes, co-host.
Yes.
Yeah. You're so straight. Like
straight?
Well, yeah, that too.
I'm trying to
Okay.
fit back into
We're
society.
exposed.
You
Yeah.
were on
Welcome
vacation
back,
for
by
so
the way.
long.
We missed you
Yep.
the last
You
2
guys-
weeks.
You guys didn't act like you missed me.
No, we totally
Well,
missed you. But by the
totally.
way, I did bring my taser this week. And then to his right is Shelly Panzarella, who is the, I don't know,
Branch
of
manager, Prosperity Lending.
what she said.
Yeah.
Don't forget to.
Like and subscribe. Listen, after you guys get through this first show, I know you're going to get some nuggets out of this. Sorry, Vandana.
First show.
Make sure, or this episode, make sure that you like it, subscribe, but also share this because it's really important for us that the messaging that we get out from Real Estate Exposed gets passed along to all of your friends and all of our followers.
It'll make everyone's life better.
Yes.
I agree. So yeah.
So let's talk about Costa Rica.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Screw everything else. Tell
Yeah.
us about Costa
Welcome
Rica.
back, Brandon.
What happened?
What happened?
What happened?
What happened? So
What happened?
I just every quarter I like to try to take a little break and analyze my business a little bit and what direction I want to go for the next quarter and set up my so-called seasons or my 90-day outcomes. And so what better way than go to a third world country and nobody can get you?
So are you actually sharing what your next season's going to look like on Exposed?
No, not yet.
Well,
Not
here's
yet.
the thing. We're still
Darn
here,
it.
so it has nothing to do with kicking us off
The show?
the show.
Remember,
it's
it's-
also my show.
It's your show. I never bought T-shirts.
I know, that's right.
Shoot,
Where's
I
my
gotta get those
t-shirt?
coffee mugs. Hold on a sec.
Coffee mugs, T-shirts, or at least something so you have cold drinks because apparently you don't drink anything that isn't iced.
Apparently the ice maker
I like
is
ice.
broken here.
I like ice. But we do have a property down there that we rent out. So if anyone's interested in a trip to Costa Rica, let me know. And we'll
Is
work
that an
out the deal.
all-inclusive paid expense trip to?
No.
No, just
Yeah,
that you
They
have.
pay for it.
all-inclusive expense paid on your own credit card.
Okay, like
You
it.
take credit cards?
No, but the airlines do.
What's the market like down there? Did you check out any real estate?
So
or-
it's crazy down there, actually. The real estate market it's booming down there just like
Really?
up here. Yeah. In fact, there's a small town on the Pacific coast called Santa Teresa. We usually go out there, and it was a madhouse out there. One of our agents, actually, Andrew Rea, he runs a real estate company down there as well. Sells real estate and does commercial up here. But he just told me that everything in Santa Teresa, anything good with a view and everything, it's all gone.
what
It's
would
the
be an
bottom.
average sales price out there?
Well, it depends on where you're at. So the closer
you-
you are to like a touristy area like Cockle Beach or something, you're looking at properties well over $1 million. You know, especially in kind of some resort areas. And where I'm at, I'm in the jungle in a pretty
The-
remote area, but it's a luxury living. I mean, it's a
There's
Great
monkeys
house.
that swing from trees and
Legitimate
stuff,
jungle?
legitimate,
Like,
yeah.
is it really
Yeah.
called a jungle?
yeah. There's trees, monkeys swinging from the trees, and iguanas and
Yep.
I would sing right now, but I'm not
parrots
going
and
to
everything
embarrass
else.
yourself.
Yeah,
you guys.
don't please.
Do they have a 14-car garage, 3-bedroom house down there?
He could build it.
Really?
Ours could build it. Yes. I don't know why you would, but.
Why do you need 14 cars?
I don't know. I
in
just
Costa
figured.
Rica?
You know, well, because you can work from there.
There's nothing
I mean,
to
you
do
did,
there.
Okay, so
You did a
here's the-
great job working down there.
Yeah, so you can work. You can't work down there, right? If you're not a citizen there, you can't really work.
Oh.
They don't allow you to take jobs from the locals. But if you've got something remote or internet based or whatever, it's a great place to be.
Working from home.
To figure out your seasons.
Yeah. I
All
like
seasons.
seasons.
All seasons.
So, and it's beautiful down there. I love it.
Well, we are really grateful that you're back. We did have some really good co-hosts
yeah.
that filled your seat very well.
Val did a great job. Chris,
I'm glad you said it, not us.
no, I
Just kidding,
watched
Chris.
last week's show and I thought it was great. But traveling out of the country is an interesting thing because with COVID
Yeah.
and the the stipulations to go, because originally I was going to go again last year, and they canceled everything and basically locked down the country.
Yeah, I was going to go with you.
Right? And they
How come I
pushed
don't
it
get
off.
the invite? What co-hosts
I,
don't get
I
invited?
don't. Here's the thing.
We were going to use your
I
credit
didn't get
card.
invited. I didn't get invited. I just invited
That's gonna
myself.
work.
That's the only way you could do it.
I-
Like
Just
Brandon's
invite
like,
yourself?
I'm going at this time. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to come too.
So end of August, first part of September, I'm probably going to go again. So book your plane tickets.
Done.
But leaving here to go to Costa Rica, you have to buy travel insurance. And the travel insurance cost me about $30 for 14 days. And that's just so that when you get there, if you come down with COVID and you have to quarantine, they make sure that you have the money to do it and you're not become a burden on their country. Coming back to the U.S., you just have to have a COVID test, negative.
A negative, yeah. So I'm traveling on the 8th, which, by the way, you guys probably need to find a guest host for me at that time.
Why weren't we invited?
Well,
Where are you going?
It's one of those, where am I going?
None of our
I'm going to
business.
Cabo. We're going to Cabo, actually.
Who's
so
we?
my husband and I,
Who's
Together?
it's my season.
Alone?
Well, yeah.
You know what that means,
No,
right?
No, I don't know what that means. Please-
Exposed.
Please tell me what that means. No, so for our company, it was one of the awards that we get for being a top producer, and so we chose to go.
Wait, hold
to
on. Your company
Cabo.
gave you a trip to be a top producer?
Yeah, I know.
I'm just
It's
saying.
crazy how when you own the company, you kind of can do these things and you call it that.
Yeah, I got a trip to Costa Rica last week for being top broker of the company. It worked
You
out
know,
pretty
you
good.
were actually top broker. You were top broker for.
Oh, yeah, that thing.
Let me
The
go
thing.
pull it.
Hold
The
on.
thing.
I'll
Hold
pull
on,
right
I'll get
now,
it, too.
But
Got
you know
it.
what's funny?
The thing. That was last year, too.
It's the same year,
It's not. It's different. It says 2021. I looked at it.
and the other one said 2021 also.
Oh, that was
It's-
last month.
Yeah,
It was
the
the month
difference
before.
is this is funny because Tom's like, he posts that, and I was like, that's old.
It's
I
old
mean,
news, Tom.
Yeah.
February that came out, and then I'm like, that's old. And he goes, well, I just saw it today, and I said that's because you follow John Gafford.
Oh,
John posted it. I said you don't even look at the stuff I post.
Aw.
That was so last month.
Yeah, it
So
was
you
last
were by a deluxe version. You were top 20 brokers of the year for 2020
yeah,
here in
Deluxe
Las Vegas.
magazine or something.
Yeah, and you didn't go to the festivities last night, huh?
Were they last night?
I think so. I saw all of the red carpet events.
Well, the interesting thing is John.
You didn't
had-
check your emails,
John
that's
had
wrong.
his company awards, I think, last night.
Okay.
They were for his company. It wasn't for this.
No.
No, they didn't. They didn't even reach out to me and tell me I'd won. They've never called me. I don't even.
What's
know
a pretty
who they
good
are, so-
headshot you have on there? Was that just something they found on Facebook and posted?
Somebody did. Hey,
Somebody
it's an
nominated
honor.
you.
Though.
Your marketing
it's an
peeps.
honor. There's some great people on that list.
Yeah.
So-
Just like yourself. So
Well,
congratulations.
Well, thank you. And I think it's alphabetical order. I don't think I'm the bottom 3, but maybe I am.
We're going to go by alpha. Yeah, it
By
is
last name.
alphabetized.
But back to Costa Rica, I tried to bribe the doctor to come back with a negative test so I could stay. But
A positive test?
yeah, that way they wouldn't let me out of the country.
You didn't miss us as much as we missed you, is what you're saying.
I missed you,
Gosh.
Well, we're glad
but
you're
I miss Costa
back.
Rica.
Yes, we are glad you're back.
Glad you're back.
Well, I'm glad to be back.
Go ahead and start doing. Everybody's been waiting for your commission reports and our commission assignments and emails to be answered now.
Mine?
Isn't that what he does during real
yeah,
estate
him.
expo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we told Valerie she wasn't allowed to talk unless she signed a couple commission agreements in the middle of the show and took a few minutes.
She did
to
a great
just
job.
relax.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to keep up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remain one of the top 25 brokers in Vegas.
Yeah. The problem is you got to delegate, my friend.
That's
you gotta
right.
Delegate.
Well, you did hire an assistant.
Yeah, you did.
Yep, she's killing it.
Yeah.
You got some good stuff coming out of that office. If you
Wanna-
goodies.
if you want to call it an office now, it's not
I
an
know,
office
it's a
anymore. It's like a
storage
storage room.
Thank
right
you.
It
now.
looks like a mailroom. Come on.
We-
I know. He's a shipping and receiving and CEO and broker of the year.
Yeah.
Import exports. In the import export business.
You know what that's called in loan applications, right?
Important?
No. All right, go back to you.
What does that mean?
We don't do those loans.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh.
Import export?
Well, it depends on what you're importing.
What does
and
that even
exporting.
mean?
Drugs?
Well, yes.
Oh.
I'm in the import export. So can you claim that? No, I don't file any tax returns. Awesome.
Oh, got it.
Get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
I got it now.
Good.
Thank you. All right, let's get into
Find more
stats,
beer.
you guys,
Okay.
before we lose everybody.
What?
No,
It's been the best show ever.
Yeah, we've gained a viewer. We're doing good.
Have
All
we?
right, one.
All
We're
right,
up to
so we are new listings, 826 new listings in the last 7 days. We have had a total of 1,125 homes that have sold in the last 7 days. Of those, here's a really interesting thing. I actually put out a report this morning. And every week for the last month, I want to say, we were seeing that whatever the home was listed for, it was 100%, if not more, 100+% of the actual list price that the home was getting on average, right? That homes in Las Vegas were getting.
What does that mean?
So if it was listed at $300,000, it was getting $300,000 or more.
Oh, gotcha.
This is the first time in the last 7 days where you've actually had a decline of that number. So it has on average.
What?
Which is so every week it was 100% where you got list price on the purchase or the sales price was the same as the list price or more. This week, the last 7 days, it was 98%, which means it fell about 2%.
So people are listing high and they're...
Either they're listing high, right, and they're just not getting that price, or our market is changing, or appraisals are screwing shit up.
Somehow I feel like this is coming my way.
Yeah. So do owner will carries. And then just kidding.
Down with the mortgage
But
market.
but it's interesting to see that when, these stats come out, what do they actually mean and how, I don't think a lot of agents understand them. I don't think a lot of agents pay attention to them. I think they just go about their day to day, and just do business without really paying attention. Like, is the market shifting? Has there been a change to the way that, we're looking at list prices and whatnot? So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think the interesting thing about stats is you can tell a lot from them.
Yep.
But you can't tell anything from them. And what I mean by
What?
that is you can skew stats any way you want.
You can. Yep.
True.
You know?
Just like you can sales prices
And
for
scales,
CMAs. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree. But I guess it depends on what stats you're looking at, what array of homes you're looking at, or is it specifically for just Las Vegas, Henderson? Does it include Boulder City? Does it include Pahrump?
is
right?
it just single family? Are you including
Right.
condos and townhomes?
What about manufactured property?
Right,
But
all
you're
that
right. You
stuff.
can skew the stuff, and with that little bit of information, all of that can change.
But if you pull the same things week by week, then you can get a clear picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we've been doing, right?
Correct.
Same numbers, same.
Well,
Week over
so
week?
what I do is I just pull everything. Right?
It's much
That's
easier.
in the MLS. It's a lot easier to do on the spot, real quick, in the middle of a show or at the beginning of a show. But so it's not specific to one area versus another. It's not. I haven't pulled out Boulder or Pahrump or Ely or any of those other places that are listed within our MLS. I just here's what's been listed. Here's where the sales are, and here's the pricing. So let's get to that really quickly. Least priced home in least price, is that right? Least priced home. Less
The lowest
Lowest
priced
priced
home
home.
on
Least
the market.
expensive home.
least
Least
expensive.
expensive.
What did I say?
Lowest.
least means the lowest one rented.
Yeah. Okay. So lowest. No.
Less expensive.
Less
The
expensive.
least expensive.
Least
All right,
expensive.
viewers, can you please help us? Because Grammarly, is that the new app that you
No.
guys are trying to give me?
So the least expensive home on the market. Go.
32,000.
84.
Somewhere in the middle. 52.5.
That's what I meant.
Single story, 1,000 square feet.
Singles? What? That's not a condo?
No, it's a single story.
What?
SFR. So it's probably in another part of the state.
Elko?
It is in Pioche.
Yep.
Pioche.
Pioche. Is that what it's? How do you say it?
Yeah.
How do you say it?
It's Pioche.
So I just did this thing with my team about words that get used for descriptions, and I was
Rural.
and one of them
Pioche.
was the word quaint or cozy. And when a buyer sees those
Quaint.
words, and that's what it says in here, cute, quaint, cozy cottage.
So it's a tiny home.
It's a tiny home. That's what I said. I said, when you say those words,
52,000?
that's what it means, right? So
Yeah.
and that's what buyers look at it at. Like they see that and they're like, it's tiny,
cozy.
cozy, tiny.
Small little
small.
home.
So pretty.
Better than saying it's cute, clean.
She has a
small
nice
home.
personality.
This home has a great personality.
Right? All right.
Only a house a
price.
mother could love.
Highest price home.
You got a
3.2.
house made for radio.
What? I'm doing the numbers, Chris. Shh.
3.2.
No, Shelly, not even.
It's P.
No.
Ooch.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Puch.
Puch.
Scott's probably sold stuff up there.
Yeah.
Pioch.
Hey, so the next, the highest priced home
Yeah.
is a inside job.
What was the?
3.2.
What was the? That was my job.
Oh,
3.3.
3.3.
7.5 inside job sold.
Damn,
I know.
Gina.
Sold within 21 days from listing to close.
21 days.
Here's the thing.
Cash?
A lot of agents are now having an easier time selling properties on their own just by putting them into the MLS or whatever. It was a cash purchase. Who has that kind of money? And are they single? And then you have it was a custom built in Queensbridge. I didn't even know Queensbridge was still selling homes right now in that price point because of the fact that the golf course is gone.
That's a beautiful house.
Weren't they doing
It
something
is
inside
gorgeous.
of that golf course?
Oh my God. I know them. I don't.
But you should.
But I should.
We will.
Who are they? I'm going to see who they are. Sorry. Don't mind me.
Can you pull that
guys,
information up?
Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and
Get
continue
out.
your show or my show. And
We're
I'm
going to
gonna
keep
look
you
here.
from stalking right now.
I'm totally
Seriously.
stalking. They're an LLC. Gosh darn it. I can actually look that up on the assessor's.
Oh my
Hold
Lord.
on. I get that on the Secretary of State.
This is what she does on her off days.
I don't have off days.
Stalker V.
She doesn't use dating sites. She uses the tax records.
No, I use Live Farm.
Plug.
You can pull. You know,
Plug.
you can pull any data from the Live Farm that you want.
Where do you get Life Farm from?
From a title company.
That's crazy.
I can basically call and say, "Hey, I'm looking for a single, no shit, single male with a dog, no kids
You
that
like
makes
dogs?
over 2 million." No, but everybody has one, so I'll deal with it.
Over 2 million.
And how's that? What did that pull for you?
So I got a couple
Are
because
you-
when they first told me about it, I was like, "This is amazing."
I got a couple.
How do I?
Are you prospecting?
Yes.
I mean,
just
how's that
like
gone for you?
Just like I do for houses.
This is a reason why she set up the prospecting call day on Tuesdays after the sales meeting.
I need you all to call this number for me.
Exactly. And here's exactly what that script's going to look like.
Oh man.
I have a friend.
I'm calling on behalf of Vandana Bhalla.
Yeah. I have a friend. Her name's Vandana. I think you'd be perfect.
Right.
Do you have a dog?
There's a company that makes calls for you, so I could just pay some guy in Puerto Rico to like $500 to just
Pay
make
me
phone calls for me.
$500. I'll go to Costa Rica and make those calls for you.
Will you really? Liar, pants on
You
fire.
just don't like Las Vegas. What's
I
happening?
love Las Vegas. I really do love Las Vegas. But it's just a different way of life out.
Oh my
Out there.
gosh. So the managing member is another company. This is ridiculous. This is what rich people do.
This
just hide.
this
Crazy.
must be your ex-husband. He does not want you to find him.
He does not have that kind of money, I'll tell you that.
That's hilarious.
Exposed.
Exposed. All right. So let's talk about what's next. What's next?
Let's talk about your celebration dinner last night.
Oh,
that
that
was
was-
kind of cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, you have a pretty
Thank
cool
you.
lender partner who
I do.
helped put that together.
Hell yeah.
Not
so
too bad of a team either.
Not
I
too bad of
know.
a team. Team's
We
been
had to
kicking
get
it.
extra chairs because we did not think everybody was going to show up.
Everybody showed up. The
Seriously.
entire team showed up.
Yeah, so kudos to you.
It was amazing. It was good to see everybody. It was good. I mean, it was like the first time we went out. And of course, I had just gotten my shot. Yes, I've gotten a shot.
So now we can lick her face, everybody. So if you
Not,
happen
I mean,
to
like
see Vandana,
half. So it's only like half.
You can
whatever,
only
right?
lick
It's
the
just-
left side of her face.
You can only lick-
The right side isn't immune yet.
You looking for something to lick?
Oh,
So we have.
exposed.
Shelly has no idea what
I-
I'm talking
exact-
about. It's just- That's the funny part. I love that you go right into
Oh,
that.
you like toes.
I just-
Sorry, Brandon's turning red.
That's from the sun in Costa Rica. That has nothing to do with you guys embarrassing
Oh
me.
my goodness. Okay.
So, yeah. So
Back
it was,
to the
it was
top
actually
team.
it was a really good, not meeting, but it was a really good opportunity. It was funny though. So Brandon, for you, because you weren't there, Shelly was.
Oh, I saw it on Instagram.
No, you didn't.
Realtor
No, but-
Vandana.
We kept it low key.
Yeah,
It was on there.
Oh, the
You
real.
posted it.
I posted, so I ran around the table.
Yeah, let me just tell you
This is
about
one-
that.
We saw everyone with no masks.
Yeah.
Mask shame. Mask shame.
Gosh.
So everybody was sitting
'Cause we were all
I've got
herd
half my
immunity.
I've got herd immunity. So
It was.
we
They all
had
had
one
food in the
big
mouth.
we had one big family table, right, dinner
Yeah.
style, And I had to I ran to get everybody because I wanted everybody on one thing, but I wanted to do on a reel. And so reels are only 30 seconds long. So I'm like, can I get around this thing? And I'm like, I could do this. I got it. So I was like, all right, everybody start waving. I'm going to get around it. So I walked around the table, practically ran.
Yeah.
I ran around the table on one side and then like came around. And then everybody was like, oh, I wasn't ready. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Fine, I'll do it again.
It took her 41 seconds, so that's also the reason why we had to do it again, just for clarification
I did
on
it
that.
18 seconds.
Yeah, the last one.
No, but the one before that I did 19 seconds.
At least you beat your best time.
I did beat my best time. It was my personal record.
Yes.
I PR'd that table.
You did a great job.
So ran around. It was awesome. But what I did was there were a lot of brand new agents on the team that started this year that weren't part of the team last year. And so one of the things that I wanted to do was have them all introduce each other so everybody could see each other. Because in Zoom, you can't really tell. It was funny because one of the girls walked in. They're like, wow, I thought you were 6 inches shorter. I don't know how you tell that on Zoom, but everybody was like, I thought you'd be 6 inches shorter than you really are. You're a lot taller than we expected. So anyways.
Brandon's like, okay.
So I told everybody to introduce themselves, how long they've been in real estate. And then I said, and then say something really nice about me. And then I sat down. I shit you not. Every single person said something nice about me. And I was like, oh, you guys are really doing it. I didn't think you would.
Because everybody thought they'd be exited outside of the building if they didn't. Just kidding.
Or they would
was
have to pay
amazing.
for their own meal.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was actually really sweet.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really good.
What was the nicest thing anyone said about you at the table?
That I've always got their back.
Yes,
That I think
that she'd
that
be the
was-
first person to call if anybody got put into jail.
Who said that?
Mika
Oh, yeah. That's true.
and
That's true.
Marlo and Shelly and Christy
yeah.
and Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's already out front.
Just gotten out, so my car's already here. And yeah. That's where
Yeah,
that's
that
where
you
I
do.
pick up on men.
Definitely because you got everybody's back. That was one of the
Yeah.
token statements last
I
night.
think so.
Yep.
It was cool. It was good times. So number
Proud of
one
you for
team
doing that.
in 2020, hopefully 2021 again.
Free trip to Fleming's.
Free trip. No. Well, so they were like, we've already reserved the date for next year. And I was like, well, I think what I'm going to do, and not, I know, I already promised them if we reach a goal, I set a goal last night.
Too low,
It
by
was
the
too
way.
low.
Too
But
low.
the reason I did that was because one, I want it to be reachable because I really want to go to this place.
Seriously.
And then secondly, because I think I want them to be encouraged.
because they hit it?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
so
then
you
we
want a
could do it-
participation award. Everybody
Yeah, everybody
going to
gets
get a
everybody
participation
wins.
award.
And then the next quarter I'll make it harder. And then the
So
next
where are
quarter
we
I'll make
going?
it harder. Axe Monkeys. We're
Wow.
going to Costa Rica.
Okay, then I'm joining your team.
It's about damn time. See that, Chris? It was that fast. Done and done. Hey, don't put his comment on there. Don't put his
No
comment on
call
there.
needed. We already got you.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
They do actually have. I mean, I've met some of their clients. They are all inside of the correctional offices and everything like that. It's kind of crazy where they
Yeah.
All of
scout.
our clients are just
Majority of them. No, I'm just kidding.
All your clients come out of jail?
No, I have a
The-
ton of correctional
the Bishop
officers.
and Roberts
like
team?
literally 4 or 5. I feel like they are. I mean, which is a good thing, right? Because that's, I guess, how brand awareness happens. But
what was the goal?
It was 45
It was
transactions.
50.
Oh, was it 50?
It was 50.
50
Wait.
transactions.
Let me just remind you,
in
there were 16
April, May,
people.
June.
yeah,
For a quarter.
lame. They're gonna kill that in the first.
I can't hear you.
He said for a quarter goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weak, he said.
The annual?
He said
200.
He said
I
the
feel like there's some
Maybe
competitive
250.
juices happening
Yeah,
right
the
now
Bishop
with the
Roberts
BRR.
group.
Somewhere between 2 and 250, but I will gauge it. I really want to get to 100. So we usually get to 100 transactions by like September-ish. I really want to be there by June, July. And that would be ideal. And I think we'll get there this year.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
sure.
most of them. Well, so that starts April though.
Yeah, so that starts in April. They
Won't be
wanted me to
crazy.
start it now, right? And they were like,
Yeah.
well, does it have to be transactions? And I'm like, closed transactions.
No,
by
actually,
then.
what we said was it's your commission multiplied by 42 divided by 6 times by 36.
And then I also announced last night that
Denied.
everybody's transaction fee went up.
Did you?
I did.
Where was I?
You were there.
Oh, dang.
Well, you just lost half your team. Chris Bishop's team's looking better all the time. I kid.
So-
I kid.
I know you do. I'll kill you.
But seriously.
So All right. So that you sent an article from the Wall Street Journal
we're
saying
actually
that
gonna
Las
talk real
Vegas,
estate.
after its latest bust, aims for another boom. Do we have a bust?
No.
I think it's primarily talking about the leisure and hospitality sector. I don't think it's talking about real estate. Yeah, but you are seeing now that that Vegas is getting back to normal. We've got the
sure.
concrete show that's coming. What is it called?
The
World of
concrete
Concrete. World of
show?
Concrete has already been booked to
That's
come
gonna be
back
like
to
the
Vegas.
first one, right?
Right.
In May.
So it'll just be a matter, and if it happens to go well without any major hiccups or issues, then I think that it'll just continue. Right.
Did they book CES? Is that back?
CES is usually January, no? Don't they have that in January? So we're still a ways
I
out.
don't remember.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
but
sure.
I mean, don't they book those way ahead?
They do. They usually book it years in advance just
They
to
haven't
make sure that
moved,
the
though.
space is available. Yeah. And I think it's like just an ongoing thing. I don't know. I think the city is definitely ready to get back to normal.
I think the country
I'd
and the
agree.
world is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, I had a friend, I think we talked about this last week, that is going back to, but it's okay. Brandon wasn't here. I'll
Right.
do it for his
Totally.
sake. But I have a friend who works at Hakkasan, and he's going back to work, but they're going to be a lounge. And so it's every little
I did
lounge.
watch the show.
So you know. Okay, got it. Okay,
So
we
did
will
she
talk
say
about
that last week?
I did.
Yeah.
I know
okay.
I did.
No dancing and stuff, but the lounge.
But they've
part.
had some
Yeah.
ultra lounges. Is that what they're called? Yeah.
I think you said that last week too.
Ultra. Okay. Sounds like deja vu.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's probably 5 different viewers this week, so go ahead.
But they're going to share
That's right.
all of our information.
The other thing is that we've got the eviction moratorium coming to an end.
Is it
end
officially
of
coming
March.
to the end?
Who knows? I mean, there might be an extension. I know that there is, there's probably been talks about extending. I'm just trying to figure out what that looks like. When and how do you determine if there's going to be an extension? Have people still been affected by COVID? Are we getting back to reality? Has the scare of catching it started to go away because there's more people getting the vaccine? Because I got the vaccine. Are you timing me, by the way, on how much I speak
No.
versus?
Do
Okay.
you feel better, like more secure now?
I feel a little bit better, but I know it's not 100%. It's like a condom, right? You can still get pregnant.
Well,
Can you?
And
Yeah.
besides the fact, just because you got the shot,
Abstinence.
it takes like two weeks after your second shot before you're fully immune.
Yeah. Well, and that, I haven't even gotten my second. I'm only on the first one, and I'm
Right.
not 100% immunity even after that second one.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you feel, by the way? I didn't even.
My arm hurts as hell, like
But
hell.
that's it?
But yeah, other one. But thanks, Brandon.
Did
Appreciate
you get
At least
the
the other one.
Moderna or the?
So they had Pfizer available. I wasn't picky.
You can choose?
Yeah. So some days they'll have Moderna. Like I had a friend that went, Valerie, she went 2 days ago, 2 days before me, and she got Moderna because that's all they had available. They do have Johnson & Johnson's shot here
Why
now.
didn't you do that? That's one shot.
I know, but I've heard different things about it. I was comfortable with Moderna or Pfizer, and they had Pfizer, and I was like, that's cool. I'll just take that. I don't know. I heard that the second shot actually kicks your butt, so I'm waiting to take that later.
I think everything affects everyone differently. So.
Yeah, you never know. I'm just
agree.
going to take it on a Friday so that if I do get sick, I'll have the weekend to my pajama
Recover.
days, my pajama weeks. Yeah, weekend.
Maybe I need one of those just to have a pajama day.
Yeah. So,
getting one.
yeah. Okay. So Tom says they will have a hard time keeping the eviction moratorium on with the ability of everyone to get vaccines as of April 5th. So that's a really interesting comment because that's true, right? Didn't our governor say that once we've got vaccine up and running, then he'll end the eviction moratorium or something to that effect? And I feel like we're getting there. It is just, I don't know, Tom. Yeah, you're old Tom, though, Tom. Maybe.
It only kicked his butt for 2 hours, though.
Yeah. No, he said he was out. He was like throwing up all weekend.
Really?
He left early on a
That-
Friday, and then he was throwing up Saturday and Sunday is what he said.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's
I've moved on from that.
Self-inflicted.
That was his
Self-inflicted.
That was his wife
Bottle
like
flu.
giving.
Bottle flu.
So yeah, it'll be hard. It'll be hard to justify another moratorium extension. I think for the governor, I think that he's really going to be. I don't know. People are probably going to look at him in a horrible way because of that. I mean, Have you guys heard of this shit that's coming down from the legislative session for landlord tenant stuff? It is a nightmare, you guys. It's so bad. I feel like landlords are not cared for at all. I feel like landlords are not regarded for the fact that they actually own the property. Like, I was reading some of the bills that were coming about for this legislative session. It worries me as a realtor, as a property manager, and as somebody who wanted, meaning past tense, because I don't know if I really want to be a landlord.
So I heard rumor there was a bill.
It's true. Whatever it is that you heard, as horrible as it was, it's likely true.
Leases.
So they want
For what?
Yeah.
Leases or potential leases.
Yep.
To who?
Yeah, to the division.
For
But here's the
what?
thing. Does the first of all, that bill doesn't have any teeth to it. So there's no like, if you don't, here's how you get in trouble. Secondly, does the Nevada Real Estate Division actually have the time frame to manage all of these?
They don't have the staff.
And
right?
three, they have, I mean, to a certain degree, they have, I think what they're asking for is the property addresses and the leasing information and blah, blah. It's like another report that you have to submit on top of your reports for reconciliations, which you have to do every year.
Every property is listed in the reconciliation already. Yeah.
Right. There's two of them that are coming about that are asking for stuff like that. One of them is specifically to gather information and to gather data, right? The other one, not so sure how that's going to play out or what the reasoning is behind it.
Is this for like property managed leases or rentals, or is this even for your private landlords that have to do these reconciliations? Because I don't think I've ever done one.
So landlords don't have to do reconciliations.
Privates, okay.
Yeah, private landlords. So if you're a landlord managed property, you do
Yeah.
not have to do reconciliations
Okay.
and turn them into the real estate division because you don't have a permit.
Okay.
We have permits, and so
We have permits and we have trust accounts that we hold other people's money.
Got it.
right.
And so we have to show that money's sitting there basically and what properties it attaches to. And I don't have any issues with that at all. I think that's
Right.
good because you can deal with a large sum of money in those trust accounts.
Correct.
If you manage a lot of properties,
Yeah.
you're thinking about all the deposits. We have two trust accounts. We have the tenant trust account where we keep all the tenants' deposits, and we have the owner's trust account where that's where all the rents come into, and then they're dispersed out. Plus, we keep owner's reserves in there. So there's a lot of money sitting in those accounts. And so I agree with having to turn those in because it also shows that the people are staying up on the reconciliations and everything with that money. So,
So it's being accounted for.
well, and the law also states you're supposed to reconcile that count every 30 days.
Yeah. So our eviction company that we utilize, because now you're required as of the last legislative session to actually utilize a process server to serve some notices, and so they sent out a memo today in regards to two bills. What happened?
I'm just laughing because I noticed now we have a light just directed directly to you.
Yeah. Because I told Beta, I said,
Oh.
if you don't have a light on me, you can
I'm
see the
darker
bags
than
under my
you.
eyes. And so,
Oh my gosh.
She wanted to
She
do
hooked
she
me
wanted
up.
to do the sales meeting in another room, and he told me, and now all of a sudden it's all coming together now.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, you're welcome. It's the lighting. The lighting has to be just right.
but it's
Right.
only
For
on
you.
It's my show. So
I'm buying those damn coffee mugs next week.
T-shirts
Just
and
sit
mugs for
tight.
everyone.
I just need this logo and I'll go do the damn thing. I'll make it happen. I hired an assistant too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I did. She's been working on getting my second license up and ready because it's been expired for 6 months.
Second license for what?
So I have two broker's
Pioche.
licenses. Pioche, yeah. I have two broker's licenses. One of them is here at Signature. The other one is for another company that I have called Ice Realty. And it was the reason I named it Ice Realty was it was for when you put your license on ice. Like it was meant to be funny and cute. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I haven't.
I named mine Alaska Realty.
So did you really?
No,
Oh.
Iceberg.
Get it?
Iceberg
Yes.
Realty, yeah.
I was with you there.
So I just, so I had that license expired in June. And I just haven't had time to.
So
'cause
what
you have to
happens
call-
when something like that? Do you guys have to start over, or do
No,
you?
no, no. So as long as I do it within a
Cost?
year, I can reinstate and pay the extra fees.
Okay.
But what happened was every time I take a CE class, I forget to tell them that I have two licenses. So they only put one license number on my CE certificates. And when I turn those in, I turned them in for the main license, which is here at Signature. And so I didn't get the new license numbers, and I didn't have time to go get it changed.
Here's an interesting thing. So you teach CE.
Shut up.
No, listen.
You stop it right now.
I'm on your side.
Oh, okay. Yes. Keep going.
Why don't
Say good things about me.
Why don't you get CE credit for the class you teach?
You can't. So
I know, but
Yeah,
you're-
that would be
you're
smart.
in it.
the
huh?
statute says, or I think it's the regulation, one of those things says I can get credit for 2 of the classes that I teach for any given renewal period. But
you can get some credit.
only for 2, right? But I mean, when I teach 15 to 20, I just forget which one I need. And so it was funny because I had to get 2 more credits, like 2 more classes I had to do before I turned in my CE certificates. And I went to another company to go do them when I was like, I probably could have used my own, but I never turned it in with my information on it.
Is this the first time this has happened to you?
No.
Alrighty then.
Ashley has now
she has an assistant.
I have an assistant, but excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
But Ashley has now put it in her calendar to remind me to renew my
So
secondary
Ashley is your
license.
assistant.
That has nothing to do with this one. No, she was like, hey, she called me one day and she's like, your license is expired. I'm like, what? No, it doesn't expire until the 31st of March. She goes, no, your other license is expired. I'm like, God dang it, I forgot. I totally forgot because Ashley usually sends me a reminder about this one because if my license expires, everybody's license expires, right?
Yeah, in the other company, yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, in this company.
in this company.
No, it wouldn't, because mine would keep it open.
Okay, cool. Oh, good.
So
Good
you
to
have
know,
nobody who is in ICE Realty but yourself?
but- Yeah.
Nobody's
Now.
iced there.
Yeah, now
They've
nobody.
all been iced.
they're all iced. Iceberg. So yeah. So there's that. Why did we talk about that?
We went from
Take me
Eviction
down the-
moratorium.
Yeah. How did we get there?
To remember,
I
it's
don't
always
remember.
about Vandana. That's why we
we
talked
got
about it.
distracted by the light.
Oh, that's right.
And then
Yes.
it was about you, and then we started talking about you and your licenses, and yeah.
And then more stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
And
so
more stuff.
Now
Yeah.
back to the show.
Let's talk. So let's talk about new homes, you guys. New
Let's
homes.
do it.
New homes. There's not that many of them on. This is the article. Do you want to
That's
read
the
it with
one
me?
you sent out this morning, right?
No, you sent it out, but it's despite
didn't.
buyer demand, builders slow production. It's part of the main one that you sent out. I can't remember what it is.
gotcha.
Yeah, so it looks like that even though we have a high demand from buyers, which is still the case, right? We have no inventory, which has been the case for a while. We had 2.1 2 weeks ago, 2.8 last week, 2.3 weeks of inventory this week or in the last 7 days. I mean, that's changing, right? It just keeps going back and forth, but it's fluctuating between 2 and 3 weeks of inventory, which is not enough. And that seems to be the same thing for builders. We just don't have enough new home construction available for buyers right now.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't read the
Land
full article.
buys, and I think some of it is also the cost of the lumber and everything, right?
That's been a big problem
The
since
construction.
before.
The time it's taken to get permits.
Oh, and so we deal with a lot of builders, and one of the things that we're seeing is a huge delay right now is power. So we are on pause really for like 30 days for some of our clients. And so it's really been tough just because, rates shifted as well. So it used to be easy just to give an extension. Now it's kind of like you cannot not extend your lock. Otherwise, you're going to be in a higher rate environment for yourself. And so
And that
it's
could
just-
change whether you qualify or not.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So it's been crazy, but I thought it was kind of interesting because what will that do with our traditional plus our builders if they slow down and our inventory is lower?
Yeah. Well, we knew that we couldn't count on
Builders?
builders. Yeah. And so even if they started pulling permits, they did it too late and it's taking them too long to build these homes.
Now, yeah.
Right. I mean, they're taking anywhere from 8 months to a year to build properties. I just recently took a client over to some townhomes in Henderson, and they were telling me that if the client liked the 1,700, for instance, square foot unit, it was going to they couldn't even get on the list until November.
And then they get on the list,
Then
they
they
get
get
a
on-
contract, and then they start the process.
building.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, they pulled permits for the home. I believe she said it was like this week or something they were going to pull permits, but it was going to take time for her to.
But that's on a townhome, right? So most of those are already
Yeah.
kind of specced out. So if you're in a home that you're actually going to pick a model, you're going to pick some interior design, you're going to
Yep.
pick the plot plan, all that stuff, that takes at least another 30 to 45 days just to even make that decision. And then you go in for permits.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it's taking a lot longer all around.
So what are we going to do about our market?
I don't know. Let's go build some houses.
Go to Costa Rica?
Let's go build some. Yeah.
I'm going to go on my season. It'll be a season of rest.
What's the matter with our market?
I don't know. Everybody's worried that we can't find any, can't get all of our borrowers.
Let's build
into
some tiny
contract.
homes. I have a friend who's going to be building some tiny
Quaint,
homes in
cute
North
homes.
Las Vegas.
Cozy.
Quaint, cute, cozy homes.
Yeah, there's still homes to sell. You just got to be aggressive
Yeah.
and on it.
Yeah.
Just go get listings.
How do you do that? Go get listings. I will say one of my
Prospect.
agents, the last couple of
Did you want
transactions.
us to answer that, or you just
say that again?
did you want us to answer that?
No, it's just my turn.
Okay.
She was transitioning to herself.
Yes, back to me, Shelly. So one of my clients one of our agents has actually, her last 2 transactions has been where she has the buyer. She's going into her database to basically get her previous buyers to sell their homes, or they've moved out and now they're, thinking maybe they were going to rent it, and she's encouraging them to sell, and she connects the dots, and now she's got 2 transactions, which I think is pretty. I mean, we have to be resourceful, basically, right? In today's day and age, I think our listing agents, on the flip side of it, our listing agents also need to maximize their opportunities with their listings so that they can continue to get those listings in that same area or more.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all I got.
That's awesome,
That's
though.
it.
That's a great way to. What are you smirking about?
I'm just watching him because when he changes to the other camera angle, I turn really, really red.
Oh,
Then when I
I'm
go
just
here, I'm
brown
normal.
the whole time. So maybe next time you could bring like a peach lighting in here for me to help me out.
oh my gosh. Oh, that's right. You are super red. How do I look? Do it again. Yep.
Yeah.
People.
Oh,
people,
perfect.
people.
This is a great
It's-
color tone
it's
for
the
me.
top one. The
It's kind of red.
temperature.
The temperature.
It's kind of red for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I look great. I'm perfectly tanned. Now I'm a little too much. I'm like Tom Blanchard now. Just
Throwing down some nuggets.
Ay, ay, ay.
Thursdays with Tom.
yeah, throwing down.
I didn't
some
see his
nuggets.
Thursday with Tom this week. Was it? Did he
That-
post it? I missed it.
You
It
watch
wasn't
him?
Thursday. Oh, it's Friday.
Oh.
Today's Friday.
This
It
week's
was-
been crazy.
Who's up?
It's been a busy week, but good. All good things. All
So
good things.
rates as of Friday. So Fannie
Your turn
Mae,
again?
yes, Fannie Mae made an announcement that they were going to limit investors to bring in second homes and investment properties.
Oh,
So the immediate response from the investors was they raised their interest rates. But my question to you guys, and this is a question for you guys to answer,
'Kay.
is what do you think that's going to do to our 2.3 weeks of inventory if we have, because now we've had some second home buyers and investors or investment buyers who are kind of questioning whether or not they want to make a decision to move forward, because it's literally like a half a point to a full point difference in interest rates.
So it's like 3.5 to 4.
still low.
Still, yeah, 4.5 to 5 for your investors, but for your second homes, 3.5 to 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you think it's going to make a difference?
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be
Because we're
the-
getting all cash buyers?
We're getting a lot of cash buyers. I mean, $7.4 million cash buyers.
Yeah, right.
No, there's a lot of people coming from other parts of the world or other parts of the state or the country, that don't care about appraisals and will purchase the home regardless of what the price is and just need a place to go. And I think I don't know if that's going to change our inventory, because that was a question you asked. How would it change
Well, just how it's
inventory?
going to change, I mean, do you think it's going to open it up for more
No, I think
owner-occupied people to...
I think
because
the
second
eviction
homes-
moratorium being sunsetted is going to change it. What are you laughing about? Stop doing other stuff.
No, Bill sent me a text. He's watching the show. It was a text he couldn't put in the comments.
Oh.
So it was funny. And
Well, can you share it with us?
No, I'm not going to expose Bill on the show.
It is real estate
Well.
exposed.
So that's what I was. So what I was saying
Bill?
is the eviction moratorium.
Oliver, get some
is
ice.
it him? So
Mr. Presidential.
yeah,
Isn't that what he was? Mr.
eviction
Oh, the
President's Award.
President, sorry.
It's kind of a big
President's
deal.
Award. Yeah.
He is kind of a big deal. Yes, so the eviction moratorium. Sorry.
It's all right. I'll wait.
Go back to you, Vandana.
No, I was just saying.
No,
the
we answered the question.
You did.
Yeah,
Sort of.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, partially.
So rates have no impact on whether it's going to change our
Not if
market.
it's going to change our inventory.
Yeah.
It will price out certain buyers for sure.
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it's going to change our inventory. Will it
No.
change the number of transactions that happen? I think that we have an influx of buyers as it is
Yeah.
that need homes. And so I don't think, I think there's going to be a little bit of time before that's going to affect our buyers.
Do you think it's going to allow more of our owner-occupant borrowers to not have all of these bidding wars with these investors in second homes or
No,
cash?
No,
Nope,
because there's
difference.
plenty of them still. They're
Yeah.
still going to be
Hanging out.
competing with them.
No.
I think that changing that may get a few people to not do it, but it's not going to change the masses.
Not to buy.
Yeah.
And there's enough people trying to get into the market that even if you pull out a portion of them, it's not going to make that big of a difference. I think that's what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Well, the other
Got it.
thing you had sent an article, Brandon, about commissions and how if buyers have to pay agent commissions, how that's going to change our market and who can actually purchase. Because a lot of buyers, did you read that article before you
Yeah,
sent it?
no, I thought it was a
that
great article.
It was a great article.
But it was actually the value of the commissions in the transaction
Yeah.
being paid to the buyer. And one of the things was
Being paid
that-
by the buyer.
if you change things up and the buyer has to pay it, already some people can't buy a home right now because they got to save up money for the down payment and the closing costs, that type of stuff. They're saying currently it could delay people 5 years to get to that point. Well, now if you say, okay, the seller's not going to add the commission into
As part of the sales
transaction,
price, yeah.
right? Now that buyer has to come up with more money, right? Because they're going to want professional representation.
Hopefully.
Well, first-time home buyers really should. Right?
Yes,
And that's
yes.
what they're really talking about is how it hinders the first-time home buyer in being able to buy a property. And so they'll probably end up paying more for the property if they don't have representation, or they're not going to be able to buy it because they can't afford to pay it.
Pay the commissions plus their closing costs plus their down payment plus.
Yeah, I think that was an opinion article or something written by Charlie Oppenheimer.
What is that?
Movers.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. Sorry.
And
why
I thought it was ice.
it was put out on Inman. And
Yeah.
it's just a great article.
I thought so too. I was reading it earlier today and I thought, well,
Yeah.
I mean, it was about changing the agent commission structure and how changing it would not actually benefit the everyday American.
No, and it doesn't benefit the seller either, because when you look at it this way, by having the co-op built into the transaction, it encourages participation amongst the brokerages.
Correct.
And if you're not encouraged to participate with the other brokerage, maybe you aren't marketing it or you don't have the same exposure you would to generate a higher price for that seller either. So, and then they're acting like so many people make so much money in commissions, and in reality, the average agent, I think it said the average or the median commission was like $42,000 a year.
Yeah. That's
for,
a
for an
What?
agent.
Yeah.
So
There's
I
some agents
definitely
that do,
need to get out of this industry.
Most average agents don't even do like 2 to 3 transactions a year.
right. So
Wait, you said average commission.
the median
Total.
commission across the country was like $42,000. So when you're thinking all these realtors are taking advantage of these people making all these commissions, the majority of the agents are just making a living.
We're
right?
just trying to make
Oh,
a
you're
buck.
talking about not one commission.
No.
Okay, I got you.
No,
Yeah.
and then there. Yeah, I wish one commission was.
I know.
42.
I was like, I'm seriously needing to
Right.
reconsider my employment
Yeah.
after Cabo.
After after I get that company trip.
Exactly. That I'm paying for it by myself.
So there was in the article it said an internet research about a home purchase reached an all-time high of 97% in 2020. 9 in 10 people still chose to work with real estate agent to buy a home. Agents level the playing field of knowledge for home buyers, especially for those who are first-time and less well-financed consumers. Something antagonists conveniently neglect to mention. So this was sort of, I mean, there's been a huge stop signing commission checks.
not.
Are you sending money to the bank? Is that what's happening? You
Ooh,
transferring
thank you for
funds?
reminding me.
Oh, goodness gracious. I mean, should we just end it? Like, what's the point?
No.
We got
Stop.
10 minutes. We got 12 minutes. Brandon
So
will kill
it
us
was-
if we shut this down early.
He wouldn't let us do it when he was in Costa Rica. So I think it's interesting to hear because there are, I mean, like when I work with a client, with a buyer, like I walk them through that process. It is not easy for forms and things that you need to do and stuff that's required by state law and making sure that you have resale packages on time and there's deadlines within the contract. Like a lot of them don't understand if you're going into that transaction unrepresented, you could really get taken advantage of. And I've seen it happen, like especially with builders sometimes, right? Because they don't have builders. I think are the biggest ones where a lot of people just go in without representation and don't realize that's
because they
problematic for them.
they don't have to open the door, right? They can just, well, I guess now you have to schedule to actually see the homes today. But
Some, but not all. I mean, some of
you
them
just
are
drive
like-
in, right? Because there's flags and a balloon hanging over the house, and so a buyer's just having a wonderful day at a grocery store, and they drive into their the community. But I think that is also a message that consumers should know that they can still be represented by a realtor in those cases.
Yeah, and they should be.
They should be 100%.
Yeah, because otherwise it could be an issue for them.
Yeah. I've done a couple for sale by owners, and that is
What does
Shame
that
on
mean?
you.
truly a shit
married?
show. No, not for me personally. Holy cow, I'm never leaving this building alive. Call my husband. No, and I mean, I think it's funny because those for sale by owners, it always starts with a buyer who just walks down the neighbor and like, oh, my neighbor wants to sell the house and they're going to sell it to me. And then title and lenders become like the conduit between the two. And at the table, they're like, well, nobody told me this. I'm like, that's because you're not represented.
Yeah.
I'm not sure do I get a home inspection? I'm like, well, I mean, I would advise you get a home inspection because it's in your paperwork.
But you're also not a realtor, and you probably
Correct.
shouldn't be advising them because I'm sure it's outside of the scope of your license.
For sure. But in my disclosures for FHA, it says, please, for your information,
yeah.
get a home inspection.
Yes.
And so,
that's required for FHA. But what if they're going conventional or
Yeah.
they've got a different type of loan?
yeah, I mean,
Because you're not required to do that form for other.
you're
bu-
not. Yeah. No.
Then she just says, hey, this is an FHA form. You don't really need to sign it, but you probably should read it.
Yeah. No, I've
Yeah.
actually
Call a realtor.
deferred realtors out. But then on the flip side of
I'm
it,
sorry, I don't
realtors
remember getting invited
won't-
to that.
Yeah. Because realtors won't take them. They're like, it's not worth my time for like $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever the case may be on that. It's not happening today, but when it did happen, I
It
will
was
tell you
before I
that
knew you. It was
any
a
of
long
you
time ago.
guys,
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
But I think it is interesting to see how people think that they can run this and not realize the aftermath of it
yeah.
when they get to closing.
So I also saw an article. What happened?
Nothing.
My turn. What?
Did you miss something?
No.
Did I miss something?
Did we not transition well
You're
enough?
good.
Is that what happened? I was like, all right, we're done with that. I'm moving on.
Since you didn't give me that commission for that for sale by owner.
Not talking to you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There was an article that came out that talks about all of the equity gains that have come about throughout the country.
Yeah.
And we have seen here in Nevada, it looks like in 2020, there was about $21,000 on average of equity gains for homes here. Obviously, we know
year?
that's been higher. No, this
Yeah.
year's 2021.
2020.
That was for 2020. The average increase across the country was 26,300. And there were some states that were getting over 30,000. For instance, like Montana, MT, that's Montana, right? That's a state? Yep. 30,000. They had $40,000 in equity gains
That
last
is
year.
mortality to me.
48,000 in Idaho.
What is
ID
happening
is Idaho,
in Idaho?
right? Yep. Idaho
Potatoes.
is ID. Potatoes. 47,000 in Washington. 35,000 in California. 12,000 in Texas. We beat them. So there. And then like there's other states, obviously, like over on the East Coast, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Virginia, 30,000 plus, 31,000, 38,000 in equity gains. That's a lot of money for an average American. I mean, for some people, that's their annual
Savings,
salary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So why aren't more people selling if they've got this much money saved? I mean, I've got a client right now that put his house on the market, and he was like, I don't care if I get this price, I'm ready to go and I'll just rent a condo over at Sterling Club.
Really?
Yeah.
So is a rental market not hot also?
It is. I don't know. But I mean, when you're looking at the higher end homes though for rent, there's more of those than they are the lower rents, right? Like when I put a home on the market for rent, 900,000 to 1,100 or 1,200, I get hundreds of calls.
For
Because
applications.
you're underpricing them.
It's 3,500 to, what about your 2,000 to 3,000 range?
I mean, you still get calls, but not as many.
Really?
Like I have another one that was 3,800 a month, and that took a couple of months. I was overpriced that one. So how Brandon, did I overprice that one?
Must have.
Yeah.
Must have.
And then we talked about putting some of that equity into what?
Chris has notes.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it. So we talked about putting that equity towards like a down payment on another home or rentals. Can you do that? Can you cash out refi and put it into a new purchase,
Yeah.
like a investment property? I thought cash out refis had a limitation on what you could use it for.
Yeah, you can use it for boats.
You can use it for
Shut up. Are you
Boats, hookers,
serious?
and blow. Yeah.
you
No.
But no-
boats,
but
hose,
no,
and isn't
Boats and hose.
boats and hose.
Boats
Sorry.
and hose. What is that?
You
Step
can
Brothers?
use it
That's
for-
going to be the name of our
You
show
can use
today.
it for whatever you want, Vandana.
It's yours.
How is
Once you
that-
cash it out, it's yours.
Yeah,
But how
it's
is a
your-
bank? Oh, just because the collateral is the house, they don't care what you use it for?
You do have to provide a very good detailed letter of explanation, but you can use it for whatever you want.
So what's the point of the detailed explanation? Like,
Just
who
an
cares?
investment.
I will give you a loan, but you have to use it all on me. But you can pay me back too.
Why would I take a loan
10%
to use it on
interest.
you? That's
Then
dumb.
why would you take a loan and not use the money for what you want to use it for?
Oh, listen, you.
Good point, Brandon. Good
You
point.
Shush.
I'm the logical one.
Apparently.
Totally.
See, that's why we missed you. It's great to have, all the others, but
That and I just signed your check, so you're good.
you did?
Yeah.
Sweet.
See, good things do happen on this show.
All right. Do you know what the top green, and we're going to end with this because it's almost time, but do you know what the top green features buyers are seeking in new homes?
What does a green mean? Oh, like
Green.
energy
like
efficient?
Energy efficient.
I don't know why I was thinking of Girl Scout
Appliances.
cookies, but
Girl
Windows.
Scout cookies.
Windows, yeah, Windows.
Windows and appliances. How did you know?
I could see it
what
from
Cheater.
here.
Cheater.
What else is there?
Top eco-friendly components and designs
The
consumers
flooring.
said they desired was Energy Star rated windows and appliances, efficient lighting that uses less energy than traditional bulbs. I mean, truly, how much
What does that even mean?
extra light? How much?
Exactly. I don't think that's energy efficient.
The light on me?
That
Yeah.
shit's like
That's
bright.
required.
That's a spotlight.
We need blue light in here just so I can keep
She-
my eyes open.
She borrowed that from the Luxor.
And then Energy Star rating for the whole house. Now, if you had Energy Star rating for the whole
Energy.
house, would it make it a green home?
Just paint it green. It's much easier.
It's
cheaper,
star
too.
rated.
Star rated.
Is that
What
green?
does that mean? I don't know.
I don't know. They sell them at the builder store. They're little
What's
star
the,
rating.
So the building
Home
Veer
Depot?
Towers?
Yeah.
You've heard of them? Okay. So Veer Towers is one of the only buildings that we have in town that is
Green?
green certified.
It's also, isn't it like
yeah, it's at a tilt.
purposely on
yeah.
a tilt? Built.
It's kind of a cool
on a
building.
tilt.
Like it freaks you out.
They used half the lumber,
They
half the metal.
yeah, I think it was all metal. I don't even know if they had lumber in there because it's all glass and
The
metal,
nails
right?
were too expensive.
But it's weird because of the way that they tilted the building. Have you ever been in those units? So because of the way that they've tilted the building, and it's not literally like this, it's like this, right? But because of the way that they did that, they've got poles in the middle of the living room, or in the middle of the bedroom, or in the middle of it's just random. They're right in the middle of.
Can I move that pole, or is that a support
Yeah,
pole?
it's a support pole because it holds the entire
why
building
is this
from
stripper pole
falling.
leaning?
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It keeps the building from falling.
It's an added selling feature.
You think so?
Poles in the living room? Yeah.
Poles. It's not
Boats,
that type of a
poles,
pole.
and hose.
It's it's like this big square block, though. It's not. I think,
Oh, it's not
no,
necessarily-
I lied. It is round, but it's big. It's
Oh.
like you can't.
So
get
it's a
around
different
that.
kind of stripper pole, is what
you
you're
can't-
saying.
You can't get around that. I've tried. It's awkward. It's
You
too
can't get
much.
around that in 15 seconds.
No, that's hard. Really, really
There's
hard.
no good playlist for that type of pole.
Exactly. What green feature would you guys want in your home? Do you do anything green? Do you recycle?
I do
Yeah,
recycle.
It's interesting because
You give it to your dogs and they eat it all?
no.
Also known as recycling?
It builds a good turn.
And then you have fertilizer? and
No,
then
my recycle trash can's always pretty full, and I have one trash bag.
wine
Always.
and beer do that.
Mhm.
Is what it is. And Amazon
And
boxes.
Amazon boxes,
Freaking
yeah.
Amazon boxes,
They
man.
suck to tear down, though, and recycle.
They're so easy. I just bash them in. I just.
Like and subscribe. Hit that notification button.
Yeah, you don't just bash in your Amazon boxes, and they're
No.
super easy.
I have a
That-
husband for that shit.
Oh, yeah, I don't.
Sorry.
I ain't got
I
one.
just-
Does he want to come bash it?
Can she borrow him?
Can I borrow him to bash
He
in my
uses
boxes?
a whatever knife.
But that's how I get out my aggression. Is I take a bunch of boxes and I just bash them in.
Really?
And then they flatten out really well.
Good to know. I'm
Yeah.
going to do a video on that next week.
So what green amenity would you put in?
The TV that comes from underneath and goes up like
That's
this.
not a green.
That's
That's not
not?
a green amenity. No.
Well, you wouldn't plug it in.
I mean, I recycle.
Just for the
What was
actual
purpose
move.
of that. In this marketplace, smashes it with the hammer. No, just with my
True.
hand. Also known
That
as
is the hammer.
That exactly.
We-
Used in many areas in different ways.
What green technology would I have in my house? I mean, I have a garden. I recycle. I have energy efficient lighting. I have energy efficient windows already. My appliances are all energy efficient.
Way
I
to
feel
turn
like
this whole article about you.
Yep. And with that, you
Another
guys.
success.
Woo!
I'm just saying, I do a lot of green things. I'm also green certified.
We got to go.
How
We're
do you
out of
get-
energy.
Is that a CE course?
Yeah, it's
that
a
you
CE
didn't
course.
take or that you
I
taught?
I took every CE class.
Got it.
But yes, I am green certified through NAR because I
Very
do. Yeah,
cool.
but it's part of our environment.
It is part of our environment. Yes.
You got to, our environment.
That's why we all drive.
I hear the exit music.
That's
coming
why
on
we
now.
drive. What is our renewable energy cars?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have a Tesla too. Oh, my God. This is about me. All right, you guys. Thanks so much for joining us today. We appreciate you listening in. Thanks, Scott, for being here. Thanks, Tom,
Smash
for
his
pretending
head.
like you're in the show. Thanks, Chris, for telling us about your agents that are in jail. And then
Agents in jail.
I don't know.
No.
He said something about jail
No,
and
he
agents.
said we
or
will
something,
bail you
whatever.
out.
Nobody's
because we
asking you,
got
Brandon.
you.
And
We
so
got you.
we got.
We got to go because we got to make way for the weekend.
The next
Good
show up.
Lord.
Welcome back, Brandon.
Yeah, welcome.
That's a
Brad.
wrap, guys.
Bye, you guys. Don't